America. Tonight it is episode 64, Ho Ho Ho, a Survivalist Christmas. This is the anti-Oprah, my favorite things. If you have very little, the way I look at things, you need to work on self-reliance, and then you need to be able, once you're self-reliant, you need to then start to shore up others. Be able to be a help to other people. Things that will have value. If you can help someone hone their skill, if you can hone your own skill, that is really good. And when you're looking at Christmas gifts, find either your passion, your family's passion, or the person you're giving. Find their real passion that fits into these categories. How are they going to be self-reliant? For instance, if you give me this book, I'm going to hang myself. This is about the all-new square foot gardening book, Grow More in Less Space. Okay, this is the book the 912 Project says is the best for basic gardening on how to grow food. I'm going to kill myself because I'm not going to be the gardener. This is something that's needed. My wife would probably like this book because she likes, oh, I'm going to go plant the flowers. I'm going to work in the soil. I'd rather die, and I possibly will. And you will all eat me if we get to the point where I have to read this book. Not my passion. What is my passion? History, books. Let's start there. These are the selections of books, and this is just off the top of my head today, of books that I happen to have on the shelves that I think would make, that if you think like me, are good. This one is 1 Second After. This is, oh geez, Forward by Newt Gingrich. Okay, well. Okay. With an exception of the foreword, 1 Second After. This guy, this is amazing. This is about an EMP hitting the United States. I just saw something on news the other day. There are so many people that are in the military that think we're going to get hit by an EMP. I hope to God not. This shows you what happens. But it doesn't matter if it's an EMP or financial breakdown. It doesn't matter. This shows you what the world is like without the technology that we have now. And it gives you a really dark view of it. But it opens your mind to, oh, wow, I never even thought of that. These are the skills that we've lost. Our grandparents, you didn't need to get my grandparents this book, okay? Most people need this book. My grandparents didn't. My grandparents wouldn't need this. You do, because there are so many things in here that are in this, it's a great story, that are in here that you're thinking, wow, I never even thought of that. Another one like that is this. Now this is done by a green, hey, we're all going to run out of oil, and oh, we got to save the earth. That kind of guy wrote it. He hates my guts, but when I was over at CNN, I had him on because it's a great book. It's very, very similar to this book. Both of these have a theme to them. The survivors are the ones who connect with others, and connect with others who have skills that maybe one doesn't have. These are great books, great novels to read. This is my current favorite book, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Letters and Papers from Prison. This is just this is everything that he wrote when he was in prison waiting to be executed by the Nazis. This was a Christian, and I don't need to tell you who he is, you know who he is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The hope, the inspiration. I've been reading, and I didn't bring it, I've been reading a book. I wrote a book a couple months ago from Tyndale, who is, William Tyndale. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. A guy who was burned at the stake just for translating the Bible because he thought people should be able to read it in their own language. The heroes that we have now are all superheroes. Read real heroes. Give books of real heroes. Find this book, Boy Scouts of America, Handbook for Boys. I have to tell you, I can't tell you not to say my life. I'm so dead. If what I say is true and is coming, I am so dead in like 10 minutes because I can't, I don't know anything about snakes or bows and arrows. I got nothing. But I'm going to be the guy who will tell you the stories all the way. How's that? Boy Scouts of America, teach your kids how to be boys. This book, I don't know if it's out yet. This is worth, and I don't even know what it's going to cost. This is going to be out, I think, at the first of the year. You should read this book. It doesn't say. It's got to be cheap. Yeah, it's $15. How do you kill 11 million people? Perfect for the holiday. How do you kill 11 million people? This is by Andy Andrews. Believe it or not, he's a motivational speaker. And this is the first time he's ever written anything like this. And this book, he thought, how do I tell people they need to look at the whole world differently? How do I teach them that? And how can I do it in a book that will take them about 25 minutes and they'll never forget? He came up with the idea of, how do you kill 11 million people? Anybody have any idea how you would kill 11 million people? No. Lie to them. Lie. If you lie, if you can get people to believe the lie, you can kill 11 million people. He picked 11 million people because of Germany, but in it he says, but Germany was the smallest. Russia was 35 million. Mao was 65 million, all in the same time period. And it all starts the same way. This is a profound, profound book that is worth the wait, giving somebody just the envelope. Current favorite with my kids right now, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. This is, what, $8 if you're in Canada, so it's $7. I don't know why. Should be the other way around. I know Canada. I know. But Percy Jackson, the entire series is great because it also teaches history. David Barton's Original Intent. Then there's these. I told my wife, I said, anybody who doesn't have a Bible is going to get one for Christmas. This one was sent to me. This is amazing. This is a copy, a new copy. Tiffany, did you find out where you can get this? Tiffany? Is Tiffany there? She's already at the party, isn't she?
No, we're trying to find out.
Yeah, find out. It's in Arizona. Have somebody reach out to David Barton or something. And I apologize to the people who sent this to me. But this is a copy of the Bible originally printed in 1782, and it's brand new, but it is exactly what our founders were using. This is the first American Bible, a copy of it. I just got this from a friend. This is from Tom Mullins, a good friend of the program. But this is an everyday journey through the New Testament called Every Day. But you get something that is like this. This is for the New Testament. But get something like this. It doesn't have to be the New Testament, Old Testament, little pictures of cats saying hang in there. Something that teaches you something every single day on a daily basis. Okay, let me go over here. Another kind of back to passion on books. Follow your heart. That is going to be the call sign, really, of what we do at Mercury over the next few years. Follow your heart. Don't let anybody tell you to sit down and then do. Follow your passion. You're here for a reason. We shouldn't all be alike. We should all be different. We should all have a different path in our day-to-day life. You come with unique gifts and unique responsibilities. So what are they? I am fascinated by history. I understand history. I understand my place through stories and through history. And it's my goal to preserve it. I want to show you, and these two have been sent to me. And if your passion is history, you can do this cheaply. Or if you know somebody whose passion is history, cheaply. These are from about 1956. These are probably 8th edition books. The Outline of History by H.G. Wells. They were just sent to me by a listener as a gift, and I can't thank you enough. This guy was so evil, so incredibly evil. Most people think H.G. Wells, he's great. He wasn't. really, really bad, spooky dude. This is the outline of history. He decided he'll tell history. Oh, and he did. He changed it. These kinds of things you can find in old bookstores that people have to keep. Somebody has to preserve some of this because history's being changed. History's being rewritten. This we just got in an old bookstore here in New York. This is the New Testament translated by William Tinsdale, 1525. This is from the 1950s. So I think this was about $40. But this kills me. So many people died. So that could be printed. Just this. So this could be printed. People were burned at the stake. And now we're like, yeah, well, I haven't read it for a while. Give somebody something like this. You could probably find something like this in a bookstore, a new version of it, and explain to them that in 1525, people were dying just so you could read, something in your own language. The world history tells us that freedom is a freak of nature. I urge you to go out and find old bookstores and find old books. If you're looking for real history, don't trust really anything prior to or after 1920. 1950s, you can still get some good history, but after that, it's pretty much all distorted. We've told you about these things. I would get the Federalist Papers, but if you want it for people to be able to understand it, the original argument. I've been asking you to get ready for what's coming, and this is why we've put these books out so quickly. I talked to a guy on the radio show today that a year ago called me. You should listen to this clip from him. A year ago, he was suicidal. He called me. I put this book out, and he said, I think I heard you for a reason. I was going to go home and kill myself. He said, instead, I'm going to go out and get the book, and I'm going to give it a shot. He did. He called me today. The guy's happy. It's unbelievable. You could hear it in his voice. This for your kids. It teaches real values. Michael Vey. This is by Richard Paul Evans. This is, I was told this is the biggest debut of any book of its type, like Harry Potter. The biggest debut of any of its type. Book 2 comes out next summer. It's great. Being George Washington, get ready for that. This one, We Are Brothers, if your passion is Israel. This is available, I think it's at glenbeck.com, but this is the book. I don't care if you get this one. This is a specially made book. So it has the compass of George Washington, being George Washington on the cover. And this is, I'm asking you to make record of what I'm going to ask you to do beginning at the beginning of the year. But get these. Get these. These are moleskins. These are, I don't even know, $5. Get moleskins. If your passion is the truth, write down the things that you see in the news. Trust me, it's going to be lost. Write it down. There was a book, it was a bestseller out earlier this year, and it was a book on just somebody's diary during the Depression. It was just diary entries. It was fascinating. I can't remember the name of it, but look for it. That will be you someday, your diary, if you write down what you see and feel and what's happening in the country. Sometimes, most of the time, in fact, I wish that I didn't believe the things that I do believe. Critics of mine always say, oh, Glenn Beck, he just says things to get people riled up, and he's laughing all the way to the bank. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I bought, because I believe in what I'm saying, I've been showing you some of the things that I purchased for history's sake. I bought 2 books this week that I will never show you. And they will sit in a vault, and as I looked at them, I think I looked at about 3 pages of them, and I closed them. They're absolutely horrifying. I don't even want to own them. But it is part of American history. And it has to be preserved, all of it. I don't want to do a lot of the things that I do. I put more money into things that I think will help than I even want to think about related to what I believe is coming. And I'm telling you these things tonight because this is our last broadcast in New York, and also because we're doing things that none of us have ever done before. And I want to show you that we're not that different.